the intervention of SRO, STC-TLT, and other products. So that is why we are very interested. And as I always said before, one of the products of Superlife that will make you a millionaire, that will make you a billionaire, that will make you a super wet marketer is Super Root Coffee. So without missing words, now we start with the components of Super Root Coffee. Why is it now therapeutic? Why is it now extraordinary? Why is it now transcendent over every other normal coffee? The first component there, or the first active compound, the first active plant is Lignosus rhinoceros. Lignosus rhinoceros is tiger milk mushroom. Tiger milk mushroom is one of the plants that is embedded in Super Root Coffee. Tiger milk mushroom is a fungus, or plural, a fungi. So tiger milk mushroom is very important. It has been found out to have various health benefits. No wonder it is a Super Root Coffee. Now, tiger milk mushroom, as I say, it's a fungus plant that has three basic parts. It has the cap, which is called the cap of the plant, called the pilus. Then it has the stem, called the stipes, and it has the root, called the sclerotium. The root, or the sclerotium, contains the highest concentration of active compounds of phytochemicals. Hence, in the manufacture of Super Root Coffee, it is the sclerotium or the sclerotia, many of them, that were harnessed in the production of Super Root Coffee. Now, tiger milk mushroom is from a division of plant called Basidiomycota and family of Polyporaceae. So they are Polyporaceae are mostly fungi, and they have been found to be very, important in our health. And which part of the health, which part of the system that this tiger milk mushroom finds importance, finds use, finds application, is the respiratory system. So Super Root Coffee is an anti-respiratory coffee by reason of the tiger milk mushroom. Super Root Coffee enhances respiratory health. How does it enhance respiratory health? It eradicates oxidation of the respiratory tract and compartments. In other words, it prevents oxidative stress in the respiratory tracts and compartments. Or in other words, it prevents proliferation of the respiratory tracts. In other words, it prevents inflammation of the respiratory tracts. Therefore, respiratory infection can be tackled with our Super Root Coffee. Because once there is inflammation in the respiratory tract, there is bound to be respiratory disease or respiratory infection. So, for example, if there is inflammation in the bronchus or in the bronchi, you can suffer bronchitis and thoracic problem. If there is inflammation in your upper respiratory or lower respiratory tract, you will suffer upper respiratory tract infection or lower respiratory tract infection. So that is what we are talking about. Super root coffee is essential for maintaining respiratory health. And there's a major active ingredient inside that tiger milk mushroom that makes tiger milk mushroom to be explicitly very active. What is that active ingredient in tiger milk mushroom? As I said, tiger milk mushroom is one of the plants or one of the compounds that were blended to make super root coffee. Now, inside that tiger milk mushroom, there is a particular phytochemical that makes it to be very active in respiratory health, very active in boosting immunity and modulating immunity, or immune boosting and immune modulation. What is that? It is called beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is the chemical or is a biologic active substance on which tiger milk activity depends. So the pharmacological action of tiger milk mushroom as part of SRC rests or is premised on the action of beta-glucan. Beta-glucan is a soluble fiber. Beta-glucan is a complex, glucose polymer. Beta-glucan is a polysaccharide, and the functions of polysaccharide is to maintain the immune system. The function of polysaccharide is to boost the immune system, and particularly the immune system of the respiratory compartment or respiratory tract. So why super root coffee can conveniently handle respiratory problem? For example, super root coffee is anti-asthmatic. Super root coffee is anti-bronchitic. Super root coffee is anti-inflammatory. Super root coffee is anti-proliferative. Super root coffee is antimicrobial. Super root coffee is anti-cancer. Super root coffee prevents tumorigenesis. Super root coffee is immunomodulatory. All these are premised on one of the active compounds of tiger milk mushroom referred to as beta-glucan or soluble fiber or polysaccharide. That is why super root coffee is important in respiratory health. So for asthmatic conditions, for dry cough, for bronchospasms, for upper respiratory tract or lower respiratory tract infection like pneumococci infection, those that work in coal mines that suffer pneumoconiosis or siliconosis, which are lungs problem, for maintenance of the lungs integrity, or pulmonary valve disease condition that has to do with the lungs and the heart. Super root coffee is effective because of the pharmacological action of beta-glucan resident in tiger milk mushroom. So when we say it is a soluble fiber, that beta-glucan means as it passes through, as you take it into your system, as it is passing through your digestive system, passing through your digestive tract, it will carry a carbohydrate along. As it carrying carbohydrate along, it will slow down the digestion of carbohydrate. Because it slows down the digestion of carbohydrate, so you will not feel hungry on time. By slowing down the digestion of carbohydrate, inhibits the action of a hormone called ghrelin. Ghrelin is a hormone that facilitates hunger. So when you take or you ingest a superroot coffee, there's every tendency that you will not feel hungry because the action ghrelin hormone is inhibited. As a result, you will not feel hungry. And when that one is done, it helps you for weight control and minimizes obesity. So these are pharmacological action of beta-glucan that is resident in tiger milk mushroom, a polypораceae in superroot coffee. So that is one of the important function or one of the important ingredients of superroot coffee, the tiger milk mushroom. It's not just common mushrooms. It's because why is tiger milk mushroom? The root part of it, where all the potency lies, which I told you before, that is called sclerotium, exudes or releases milky white substance. That milky white substance enhances its potency. That is why that name, tiger milk mushroom. So, but the initial users of this mushroom, like 400 years ago, they were thinking that this mushroom normally grows from where tiger feeds its young one and the milk drops on the ground. That was their initial belief, and they were using it as a traditional medicine, and it worked for them. In 2002, the Malaysian Prime Minister, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, had a chronic cough that refused to go through 2001 to 2002. Then he went to different hospitals and was not having any cure. Then they now brought a medicine from South China. This medicine from South China was made with tiger milk mushroom. When he took it for 12 weeks, that chronic cough disappeared. It disappeared. And so it came up in that 2002 in a biotechnology conference to give the testimony that is chronic cough that defied medical intervention got cured by tiger milk mushroom medicine. You can see, that's why I say tiger milk mushroom is for respiratory problems. You see how the chronic cough got hit. Oh my God, the cough got healed. The chronic cough got cured by that tiger milk mushroom. So it's so very, very important for respiratory problems. You mentioned asthma, mentioned bronchitis, mentioned, pneumonia, mentioned dry cough, mentioned, sinusitis, mentioned rhinitis. All these are upper respiratory tract problem, up to the nasal polyposis. They are taken care of by beta-glucan in tiger milk mushroom. So we go to the next active plant that was used in making superroot coffee. The next one is called Eurycoma longifolia. Eurycoma longifolia is called Malaysian ginseng or long jack, and is also popularly called in Malaysia Tongsat Ali, that had the same nomenclature as ashwagandha compounds. This Tongsat Ali or Eurycoma longifolia or long jack is a very important cruciferous herb. Cruciferous herb that is popularly found in Malaysia, in China, in Philippines, in Papua New Guinea, in Thailand. That is where you find many of them. So that is why it's popularly used in Malaysia. And that's why it was popularly called Malaysian ginseng. What is its pharmacological action? Its pharmacological importance of Tongsat Ali lies in a phytochemical that it contains. What is that phytochemical? It contains a compound called Tongsat Ali, contains compounds that are called quasinoids. What are quasinoids? Quasinoids are beta compounds that have beta nature, that are resident in compounds that are called Cimarobaceae. Cimarobaceae. Cimarobaceae is a family of compounds that produces quasinoids. That means Tongsat Ali is a Cimarobaceae. So it produces quasinoids. So all its pharmacological action lies in that quasinoids. So what are the pharmacological activity or health benefit of Tongsat Ali or the Malaysian ginseng? One of them is it helps in bone resorption, bone absorption, and bone management. That means for bone-related issues, osteoporosis, bone-related issue, osteomalacia, bone-related issue, dyscrasia of the tibia or the femur, bone-related issue, arthritis, degenerative problem of the joints, SRC or superroot coffee can be used, even though it can be also be combined by reason of these quasinoids that are inside Tongsat Ali. Not only that, now it is also an aphrodisiac compound. What is aphrodisiac compound? A substance is said to be aphrodisiac if it can boost libido, if it can enhance erection, if it can eradicate erectile dysfunction, if it can enhance sexual performance, if it can enhance athletic performance. Such compound is called aphrodisiac compound. Such compound is said to be an adaptogen. It's adaptogenic in nature because it boosts energy. That is what Tongsat Ali, by reason of quasinoids, puts in XROC, and when we take it, we get these properties. Not only that, Tongsat Ali helps to take away, also eradicate infertility. Infertility in men. What is infertility in men? For example, low sperm count or absence of sperm cell. When somebody has absence of sperm cell, no sperm cell at all, there is nothing to count. That is azoospermia. When there is small thing to count, low sperm count, that is oligospermia. When the sperm is watery, that is, it is poorly viscous. When the sperm cannot move, that is, it has poor motility. When most of them have big head, bad shape, it has poor morphology. By reason of Tungsat allele, because of the quasinoids inside the Tungsat allele, it boosts sperm production. That is, it boosts spermatogenesis. So quasinoids, what it does, it potentiates the Leydig cells and the Sertoli cells of the interstitial cells in the testes and in the ovaries to produce testosterone. Testosterone is the main hormone in men that facilitates production of sperm. So testosterone enhances spermatogenesis, that is the production of sperm. So you see, what also is in quasinoid, one major quasinoids compound, because quasinoids also can be further broken down into other derivatives, other metabolites. One of the major metabolites of quasinoids is uricomanone, uricomanlactone, and uricomanol. They are all inside quasinoids. This uricomanone, how does it help in producing testosterone, which is the major male hormone that helps in producing sperm? Now, there's what we call cyclic adenosine monophosphate. Cyclic adenosine monophosphate produces cholesterol. Cholesterol produces pregnenolone. Pregnenolone produces testosterone. And that is testosterone in the testes. And that testosterone helps in producing sperm. So, if the cyclic adenosine monophosphate, that is the beginning, if it is attacked by an enzyme called phosphodiesterase 3 or 4, it will hydrolyze it. When it hydrolyzes it, that means testosterone cannot be produced because the beginning, cyclic adenosine monophosphate, has been hydrolyzed by that enzyme. Also, if testosterone is also produced, then there's an enzyme called aromatase. The enzyme aromatase will convert testosterone to estrogen that you find in women. If that testosterone is converted by that aromatase to estrogen, the man will suffer sperm production because there's no testosterone. So to stop these two enzymes, phosphodiesterase 3 and 4 and aromatase, so that you can get testosterone, uricomanone, that is inside quasinoids of Tungsat allele, helps to prevent the action of this enzyme. So when it prevents the action of this enzyme, the body can produce testosterone. So you see, I can get rid of infertility in men because of lack of sperm, lack of quality sperm. So we have used this SRC superroot coffee to boost sperm that was 4 million to 10 million after a month and 10 days consumption, not even up to 3 months, which is 12 weeks, which is the baseline. So it is very active in boosting, sperm production, enhancing quality sperm production, and also what enables the male to produce testosterone. Testosterone is triggered. The production of testosterone is triggered from the brain. There's what we call hypothalamic pituitary gonadal response. Hypothalamic pituitary gonadal response leads to the secretion of LH, which is called luteinizing hormone. Luteinizing hormone is the trigger for production of testosterone. Therefore, uricomannone inside quasinoids inside tungsat alley leads to the triggering effect of hypothalamus in the brain, which leads to the triggering effect of pituitary gland in the brain, which leads to the sensational response of the gonad, which is the testis and the ovary, for them to act and produce testosterone. So the uricomannone, which is inside quasinoid, inside tungsat alley, not only work on the testis and the ovary, also work on the brain to assist the action of the testis and the ovary. And so because of that, it eradicates infertility. It eradicates poor sperm or poor motility, poor morphology, and poor viscosity. It eradicates them. So super root coffee is very potent in terms of what we are dealing with, infertility. So another importance is cancer management. Because I told you that super root coffee is anti-cancer. So when you are taking super root coffee, it boosts what we call natural killer cells. They call it NK cells. These natural killer cells are anti-cancer cells. These natural killer cells, they look for cells that are growing out of proportion uncontrollably and attack them and induce what we call apoptosis. That is apoptosis of these bad cells. That is death of these bad cells. So when you ingest super root coffee, you are trying to create more, more N killer cells, potentiate them so that they can apoptose cancer cells and get rid of them. So that is it. Then super root coffee also does work of immunomodulatory by reason of these quasinoids. What is immunomodulatory? It helps in the perfect communication of your immune gadget and immune system. When there's a disconnect in the immune system, there will be a compromise in your immune system, and there will be a shortage of your defense system, like the phagocytes and the macrophages or the neutrophils. They will be affected. But with the injection of or ingestion or the imbibition of super root coffee, the immune system disconnect will be reconnected. Every disjoint in your immune communication will be reoriented, that your immune system will be active by reason of your defense mechanism will be functional by reason of your macrophages, your neutrophil, your mast cells, and your lymphocytes. They'll be very, very, very active. That is, so it helps in defense mechanism or immune modulation. They also tell us antimicrobial, anti-poisonous. Let me tell you, a super root coffee does what we call helps in liver cleansing action or liver detoxification. So you can see a blend of when you take poisonous substance, the liver is overwhelmed by not being able to detoxify those poisonous substance. So by reason of the quasinoids in tungsat alley, when you take super root coffee, it helps in the detoxification of those toxic substances in the liver and helps in the cleansing of the liver. So imagine when you now combine it with super life colon care, combine it with super root coffee in liver detoxification, in poison eradication, it will be superb. So that is another action. So we also said super root coffee is also anti-malaria and anti-fever. Suffice to say that because of that quasinoids, which is that bitter compound, when you take super root coffee, you will not fall prey to malaria or fall prey to typhoid. Yes, because it is anti-plasmodic and anti-salmonellic in nature. So that is one of the another important function of super root coffee by reason of the quasinoids in the tungsat alley, in the Uricoma longifolia, or what to call the Malaysian ginseng, which is one of the active compounds like ashwagandha compounds that is together with tanga milk mushroom inside super root coffee. Then not only that, the last one we are going to talk about, the last ingredient we are going to be talking about is the maca. The maca is also known as, Lepidium mayeni or Lepidium peruvianum. It was popularly grown in Peru, in the Andes mountain of a very high altitude. That is where they grew that maca. It is of the family of the Brassicaceae. So it is a Brassicaceae of a very high, potentiality. It can grow in a region of deficient oxygen. It can grow in a region of high ultraviolet light. So it can grow in very high altitude region and is not affected. Even in region of less rainfall or no, deficient rainfall, it can grow there. So it was used in ancient Peru 3,000 years ago in getting rid of, problems that have to do with reproduction. So it is a reproductive health, compound. So what is inside this maca? What is inside this Peruvian ginseng? What is inside this Lepidium mayeni or Lepidium peruvianum that makes maca very important as part of superroot coffee? There is a phytochemical called glucosinolate. Glucosinolate are secondary derivatives or metabolites that are very active in the body system, that are very active in reproductive system, that are also very active, in immune system. So maca is blended with glucosinolates. And these glucosinolates, they are of different shades. You have aliphatic glucosinolates and you have aromatic glucosinolates. But aromatic glucosinolates, for example, benzene glucosinolates or methoxybenzene glucosinolate or hydroxymethoxybenzene glucosinolate, they are very, very active pharmacological agents that helps a superroot coffee by reason of the maca to contribute to reproductive health, to contribute to aphrodisiac health. In other words, maca and tungsat alley, they're almost playing similar role in, reproductive enhancement. So maca also can boost sperm production. Maca also can boost quality sperm. Maca also can, reduce erectile dysfunction. Maca also can prolong ejaculation. So that means taking maca after some time, ejaculation delays. Ejaculation does not come on time. So that means people that have peri or pre-ejaculation or premature ejaculation, we take care of them by giving them superroot coffee. And by reason of glucosinolate, benzene glucosinolate, methoxybenzene glucosinolate, each time maca in superroot coffee eradicates premature ejaculation. Eradicate premature ejaculation. So that is one of the functions of that glucosinolate. Now, the glucosinolate is also converted into other important compounds like alkaloids, like macamides, like isothiocyanates and thiocyanates. These are converted in the body when you take superroot coffee by an enzyme called myrosinase enzyme. They help convert it. So when they convert it, maca will not be in the active form in your blood after being converted. When it is an active form in your blood after being converted, then it cannot exhibit its pharmacological action on reproductive health, on it's on your neurological health. Therefore, superroot coffee is also neuroprotective. I just said that it's hepatoprotective, it protects the liver. It's also neuroprotective. With neuroprotective means it also prevent degenerative disease of the brain. So giving maca, giving a superroot coffee as a prophylactic substance, that is, take it as for prevention, for especially the elderly, it's very difficult for them to fall into, cognitive dysfunction. That's when they start losing their sense of memory. No, if they take it for a very long time, because it will enhance alertness, but instead of maintaining their dopamine and the neurotransmitter like acetylcholine in their system, so that they will not suffer, degenerative problem of the brain and neuron. That is another important function of marker. Marker also help in immune system boosting. It boosts your immune system. Not only boosts your immune system, it combines early in doing all the works. Antioxidation. What is antioxidation? Antioxidation is removing oxidants in your body system through perspiration, that is sweating, through urination, through defecation. They are flushed out of your system. And what are these oxidants? They are free radicals. They are reactive nitrogen species or reacting oxygen species that lead to cell death because of oxidative stress that they cause. So when you imbibe superroot coffee, it carries antioxidants of high quality ranking, and look for where this oxidant is and mop them and flush them out of the system. When it mops them and flush them out of the system, then that means it's eradicating oxidative stress. And when it's eradicating oxidative stress, it's creating a feeling of well-being, a feeling of normalcy, a feeling of agility, a feeling of smartness, a feeling of endurance, and a feeling of, sound heads. So superroot coffee is a therapeutic coffee. You see the components. It's not like Lipton tea. It's not like green tea. So it's a blend. Initially, when you were hearing about double root coffee, when Superlife has not produced superroot coffee, double root coffee was made up of Tonkat Ali and Maca. Later, they now came up with another one, another coffee. There's a name of another coffee that came up after double root coffee. That one only contained tiger milk mushroom. That other coffee. But Superlife came up with the 3 species. With the 3 species. Yes, I remember the name now, golden coffee. When golden coffee came after double root coffee contained Tonkat Ali, that is Eurycoma longifolia, or the Malaysian ginseng. And that double root coffee also contained Maca, Lepidium mayeni or Lepidium peruvianum, the Peruvian ginseng. Then when they now brought out golden coffee only contained tiger milk mushroom. So why the double root coffee has limited function in some areas, the golden coffee also have limited function in some area. Now Superlife, with their wisdom, blended the 3 important ingredients, the Tonkat Ali and the Maca from the double root, then the tiger milk mushroom for the golden coffee, and blended the 3 together. So which makes it more powerful, which now sent double root coffee into exile, which now sent golden coffee into exile, because a blend of the 3 is now in one called superroot coffee. Hence the name superroot coffee, not just root coffee. All the parts of these plants, tiger milk mushroom, the sclerotium, the root, that was what was used. The Tonkat Ali, the root, that was what was used. The Maca, the root, that was what was used. Funny enough, these 3 plants, the Polyporaceae tiger milk mushroom, the Cimarobaceae Tongsat alley, and the brassicaceae maca, their roots are where the concentration of the biologic active ingredient resides. So Superlife in their wisdom harnessed their roots and compounded it into powder of superroot coffee. Hence, superroot coffee, because the whole components were made of the roots of these three classical plants of ethnopharmacological importance. So that is superroot coffee. So when I say therapeutic transcendence, that is, it is a therapeutic coffee, not ceremonial coffee, not beverage to take in the morning, not that. It is administered as a therapeutic agent. So when you come across asthmatic patients, asthmatic clients, people with infertility, people with recurrent miscarriage, use SROC. Now, another important function of SROC, which is done by the combination of glucosinolates, a marker, and quasinoids in Tongsat alley, is they inhibit the enlargement of benign prostate hyperplasia cells. That means they inhibit the enlargement of prostate gland. So suffices to say that in prostate gland issue, prostate enlargement like prostatitis, or benign prostate hyperplasia, or benign prostate hypertrophy, superroot coffee can be combined, effectively combined with SCC30 to get rid of it. Even prostate cancer, superroot is one of the combination of the three combinants to eradicate or to use for prostate cancer. How does it do it? When you take superroot coffee, the quasinoid and glucosinolate in maca and Tongsat alley, they go to your blood system. They go to the prostate cells. What they do, they inhibit your prostate for secreting a protein called prostate-specific antigen, which is called PSA. It is when your prostate secretes prostate-specific antigen in higher concentration that the prostate begins to magnify in size and enlarge, and now leads to prostate enlargement. And if it is not controlled, may generate to prostate cancer. So glucosinolate and quasinoids inhibits the secretion of prostate-specific antigen, PSA. When it inhibits that means it prevents the enlargement of the prostate. So giving SROC as a prophylactic agent or preventive agent to a man that keeps on taking it from age 50 and above, the prostate will not be enlarged. It will not suffer prostate enlargement problem. But if there is already prostate enlargement problem, SROC combined with ST30 will provide solution, because the SROC will go and reduce the concentration of that PSA, which is called prostate-specific antigen, and consequently decreases the size of the already enlarged prostate. So prostate issue, superroot coffee. Reproductive issue, superroot coffee. Neurological issue, superroot coffee. Arthritic or osteoporotic issue, superroot coffee. When I say osteoporotic or arthritic, that is bone-related issue, superroot coffee. You know, erectile dysfunction, superroot coffee. You know, inability, that's what we call anovulation. Anovulation. Amenorrhea. What is amenorrhea? somebody that a woman that cannot see period, a woman whose menstrual cycle has ceased, that is amenorrhea. Then what is, menorrhagia? A woman who has heavy menstrual bleeding. So what is, premenopausal or postmenopausal syndrome? Hot flashes, vaginal atrophy or vaginal dryness. The solution is super root coffee. So give super root coffee to a woman whose menstruation has stopped. It induces menstruation. Not only induces menstruation, it induces ovulation. So a woman that is not ovulating, when it takes super root coffee, comparatively 12 weeks, 12 weeks, which is 3 months, before that time the ovulation comes, it will start ovulating. Women that are having menopause problem, postmenopause problem, hot flashes, irritability, mood swings, vaginal atrophy or tightness, or super root coffee eradicates them. How do they eradicate them? It helps in hormone balancing by reason of the quasinoids and the glucosinolates. They help in hormone balancing. They balance out hormone, because the major hormone that is responsible for all this is luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Luteinizing hormone, LH, follicle stimulating hormone, LH, FSH. So this hormone, they act on the gonads, or they stimulate gonadotrophic hormones. When they stimulate gonadotrophic hormones, the gonadotrophic hormones now act on the testes and the ovaries. Ovaries for women, testes for men. And as such, their testes and ovary become active. For the women, when the ovary is active, there will be egg release. That when there's egg release, that is ovulation. In other words, it has solved the problem of anovulation, which is lack of egg release. So you see, super root coffee, getting rid of postmenopausal or menopausal syndrome. Super root coffee, getting rid of reproductive problems. So that is why I say it is not an ordinary beverage that you drink. It is not Milo. It is not 3-in-1. It is a therapeutic, agent that transcends normal ingestible beverages of high quality. So super root coffee will make you a millionaire, because it has a lot of pharmacological action and pharmacological application. As long as Super Life therapeutic supplementation is concerned, I think we will draw the curtain from here. So super root coffee, from ordinary to extraordinary, therapeutic transcendence, as distinguished among ingestible beverages, a detailed excerpts as I have given. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow. The doc, God bless you once more. Thank you. You gave us more than 100% confidence in our product that we have been on for years. But since you came in contact with our product and do a whole lot of due diligence, we have been, the approach to our product now is quite different.
Your line is breaking.
Okay, hello, can you hear me?
Your line is breaking.
Oh, wow. So I don't know. Is it network? Yes. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. So, Doc, thank you very much.
We can hear you.
Yeah. This is a very, very...
It's loud and clear.
It is a great workshop. I call this meeting with doctor at any point in time is a powerful workshop. It's a great workshop indeed. I don't know, please, if any of us, of course, there must be a lot of questions, but just go to the chat room and drop your question so that Samson, I think you are there to read out the questions so that the doc can now answer them. Maybe just few of them if there are many. So please go to the chat room, drop your question. It's a very great privilege to have him tonight in a full capacity. I know why I say in a full capacity, because the last week all of us understood that there was an emergency. So please go to the chat room, drop a constructive question. Constructive, please. In case if you have any of your clients or patients on the room, please let the person still put down the question on the chat room so that it will help us to take it once and for all. While we are waiting for those that are dropping their question, please, tomorrow, tomorrow is Friday. Tomorrow we are going to have our usual Super Life meeting presentation. That one is the one that we always talk about. Show us the money. Show us the money. The company is so unique that this year is like they already know what is going to happen, the way things are going to go haywire, more especially in Nigeria here. The way our naira is just falling per second. Naira is falling per second. So as if Super Life has even seen future and made every provision. So many things we have been yearning, crying, and asking them to implement. They chose this year, 2023, to implement all of them so that there will be more than enough money with us. So it's tomorrow. Please take note, tomorrow by 8 p.m. And those of us that were early birds today, by tomorrow we are going to credit your network. Those of us that came very early before 8 p.m. tonight, we're going to give you an data incentive, so that you can stay and complete the meeting. Because when you enter meeting at the right time and close with the meeting, it's not a half-baked of a thing. Half-baked of knowledge or anything is very dangerous. So that's why our leadership, the directors, chose to recognize early birds. Business meeting need to be approached in a business way, not in an African time. So thank you once again for making it. And please, even if you have your clients, your new members to join us before 8 p.m. The Zoom room opens by 7:50, 10 minutes to 8. The room is opened. So please, those ones will still be, we're going to extend that kind gesture to them, even though they are not yet our members. That provided that they are in the meeting before 8 p.m., on or before 8 p.m. So thank you. Samson, are you there? Doc, well done. Thank you very much. You could see that a lot of members, participants in tonight's meeting are so much soaked with a lot of information you have dished out regarding the product that we have been toiling with. Before now, I see our coffee before as if it's like every other coffee. Then now I can know better. Thank you very much for this great information. So, Samson, are you there? Are you ready? Hello, Mr. Samson. All right. Samson is here now. Hello, Mr. Samson. Okay. So let me check these questions by myself. Just hold on.
I'm here.
What happened now, please?
Okay. Somebody is asking, can a woman use it for infertility? Very, very, very. very big yes. Hormonal imbalance. You know, people that have used it and they really testify that it really works for hormonal imbalance. So women can use it. Anybody can
Doc,
use it.
Doc,
Either men
Doc,
or women.
Doc, Doc is still on the platform to answer. Just your own is just to read the
Okay.
question.
All right. Okay. Can someone with heart disease use the sport coffee? And how can we manage? Uh, okay. How can we manage someone with heart issues and eye challenge at the same time? So those are the questions, sir.
You just be taking it one by one. Hello, Doc. Doc
The
is
question
listening.
is the question is on infertility and the high problem. Is that what you're asking?
No, first thing, sir. Somebody said, can a woman with infertility issue use it? I think that is straightforward. Then another person now asked that can somebody talking about solution to prostate, but please, what about how to use the product for menopause?
Yes, I've just said for menopause now. I just said we take for menopause. You take it. Daily now. Take it daily for at least 12 weeks. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we are with you.
That's for menopause. Then for infertility, you combine. Can combine with ST30 if the fertility is protracted, but find the underlying cause. You must find the underlying cause of infertility.
Okay.
If the infertility is caused by is from the male, whether by poor sperm or no sperm, you know that. If it is from the female, if it's fibroid, or you look for the underlying diagnosis, then
Yes.
you don't know what to apply.
Then again, somebody said somebody with heart diseases.
Somebody with what?
Heart diseases.
Heart, you use
Yes.
SNC.
Heart issues, yes. Or
It's
high
SNC.
challenge. Okay, SNC.
Heart, SNC.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
So that means if somebody is having both together, heart and the high, so we can what can be the combination?
Heart and eye, okay. You can add the S30 to it now, to SNC.
Oh, okay. Did somebody say, please, coffee helps in reproductive issue? Is there any precaution to take while taking it for other ailments like arthritis, respiratory, and another problem? Is there any precaution while you're taking it for arthritis and respiratory issues?
Yes, the precaution is you separate from the use of drugs like hypertensive drugs and diabetic drugs. Make sure you space it like 1 hour, 1 hour 30 minutes, or 2 hours before you take coffee after taking those drugs. So don't take them together. So that's one of the greatest precautions. Or any drug that has to do with steroid drugs, like people that use the Viagra, those steroid for to enhance their erection. So any drug that has to do with steroid, space it from super root coffee when you're using it. Space it 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 2 hours.
This is one I think is part of what I've answered already. Somebody said, please, can any of our products, Super Life products, restore eyesight associated with glaucoma? I think you said something about that.
That was SNC now.
SNC, okay. And you can add that to it, possible.
Well, you may or may not add, but
okay,
may
sir.
or may not add. There's no need if you.
I think
it's okay.
Those are the major questions there.